Just ZD of the 1453. Jesus Christ.
Okay, gentlemen, it seems we're hopefully back live now. Sorry for that. We seem to be having a bit of a latency issue with our feed tonight. But hopefully that's fixed it. Cross fingers. I'm not the tech god you mentioned before. Untouchables, you did jinx me. Commentator's curse, thank you very much.
I thought the commentator's curse only run on the track, mate.
Should we cross the G-Man to give his thoughts on that race?
Absolutely.
G-Man, third place. Good battle there, Super Dragon and Vintage that whole way. How'd you feel?
Very disappointed, actually. Should have got it off the start, and I jumped the start, and then I had to work my way back. And then the tyres started to go off, and Dragon was catching me. A bit pushy, I must say, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, not real.
It's a sprint race there, mate. A bit of door bashing doesn't hurt through the sprint race.
Wasn't too bad, but a little bit disappointed in third.
I think you did great to be able to get all that ground back, though. As you said, it did shoot through your tyres a little bit, but you managed to hold it and almost got a move done on Super Dragon there on the last lap.
Yeah, coming into that last chicane, he sort of got me way.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, you just couldn't quite get the switch back. You managed to hold it up on that apex just long enough.
Yeah, I saw him break late, and yeah, I thought, I might have this, but yeah, it wasn't to be. A little bit disappointed, but we'll see what happens now.
Were you surprised that Intrinsic was just able to... it was ZD, sorry. Was you surprised that ZD was able to drive away?
No, I wasn't surprised, because ZD's been on it all week, plus, you know, everyone's fighting at the back, so he's got clean air, hasn't he? So.
What's your plan for the next race, G? How are you going to attack it?
Well, being at the back, the Subi's going to have to rely on slip, and that's it, full stop.
Okay, here we go, gents.
Good luck, G-Man. I expect you make 10 spots off the line.
Thanks, boy.
Who are we starting with, fellas?
Yeah,
G-Man.
who are we going to start with?
G-Man.
Red lights are on.
11.
Yep.
Lights off,
And we're
green,
off.
away we go. G-Man gets the jump, big time. Pan-Mac also looks like he gets a bit of a jump as well. Smooth Blanket, he's going to hold the lead going to turn one. Ripdoc in second, Con in third, Pan-Mac in fourth. Jonesy down the inside there. Ben is wide.
Oh, where's G going?
G-Man managed to avoid it just. He doesn't get held up too much, which is good for him, so
We're
he'll be
three
attacking the
wide
back of
going
Jonesy.
into Eau Rouge Rally on there. This is going to be crazy stuff. Oh no!
Vintage, I think, is the big loser out of that, is he?
And Ben loses it. He loses it out of Ruddy on there, big time. Oh, Ben the biggest loser there, going three wide up Eau Rouge Rally on. That never works. And then Pagani picks up a second penalty.
Oh, they've gone up the top. Con's out.
Con's out wide, rejoins back in.
Just behind G-Man there in 7th spot. He'll lose another spot to Super Dragon here too.
They're too wide going into...
Spence gets a move done on Con as well, so Con's all the way back down to 9th now, so he'll have ZD in Vintage. Did anyone see what happened to Intrinsic there? Because Intrinsic's found himself back down in 12th again.
He was a bit wide out of a Rouge Rally on him, must have been a bit wide through Lake Common, Brussels. And Pagani's picked up an extra half second there going wide through No Name. But your top three at the moment is Smooth Blanket, Ripdoc and Pan-Mac. So wide variety there of manufacturers. And Pagani's looking down the inside there of Jonesy. Still got to burn that penalty there, Pagani. And G-Man's looking to follow Pagani through. Pagani's down the inside of Jonesy. He's going to pick up the position. He's up into 4th. And G-Man follows through as well, so Jonesy's losing out there big time. And Dragon there as well. He's right under the rear wing, trying to find a way through.
Pagani's got a penalty to burn. He's got a second and a half there. There he goes
He's going to
now.
have to burn it here. Con's right up the inside. What happened with
what's
that?
going on there?
Can we get a replay of that, Dodgy? Because I saw him break
We had it
late
on
and just
screen.
off to the right.
Yeah, we had it on screen.
Okay.
Rip Doc looking for a move around the outside here, coming to turn 1. He's not going to get it, so we'll just hold position looking for the cutback there. He's going to have to run down the hill through Rouge and Radion. G-Man's getting shuffled around by Panmac. Panmac's down the inside there. G-Man's just going to drop the accelerator here, run behind Panmac, and then get the pull through Rouge Radion and then up the Camel Straight. Bit loose going through. Dragon's a bit loose going through as well. They're all loose going through Rouge Radion.
Oh, another penalty there in the background.
That's
suspense.
Up a second.
So he's got Vintage. He's going to make the move on the inside. ZD will be looking to line Spence up before the end of this lap as well, same with Pagani.
G-Man's looking down the inside of Panmac. Panmac's looking down the inside of Smooth Blanket. We're all concertining up through Brussels.
ZD's got himself a penalty as well.
Yeah, ZD and Intrinsic going 2 wide through No Name there. That's brave.
Ooh, Con wants to make it go 3 wide, but he backs out of it, thinks better of it.
And then
ZD's up the inside of it. Ooh, Intrinsic.
2 wide through
right on the edge there.
That's some good racing there to go 2 wide there through that fast double left-hander and not to lose too much time. That's good racing there from those two.
Yeah, Intrinsic using all the road there. He had millimetres to spare before he found that AstroTurf, which, as we know, is light over.
So we've got Rip Doc leading the field here in race 2. He's got about half a second over Smooth Blanket, who's got Panmac right up his rear wing, just giving G-Man a chance to come up here in 4th. Panmac's looking down the inside here of Smooth Blanket through Blanchimont. Has to chuck the brakes on a bit. That's giving G-Man the good run through Blanchimont. He's going to look around the outside of Panmac. Door-to-door bumping there. Panmac's deep down the inside there of Smooth Blanket. He's going to pick up the position. G-Man's going to look for the switchback here through the bus stop chicane. Dragon's right up now the rear wing of G-Man. And Jonesy burning a penalty there after the bus stop, so he's going to lose 1 or 2 positions.
And Vintage has made his way up to 6 with the fastest lap there too. Sorry about that, yeah. Vintage with the fastest lap on lap 2, so he's making good ground on this leading pack as well. He'll be with them any minute now.
And good work there to Vintage to pick up the fastest lap there in the BMW. And Spence is now down the back of the field after burning a penalty by the looks of it.
Spence has been going really well this week. I had good hopes for him in this race this evening. He's been doing some good times.
3 wide going into Lake Com. Rip Doc's down the inside, Panmac in the middle. And Panmac's the biggest winner there. He's going to take the lead.
Rip Doc's not giving up though. He's hugging that inside line. He's got the
G-Man
run.
down the inside as well. G-Man's going to have second place here going through Brussels.
No, he has to back out of it. Panmac's just got the run on him.
Oh, so Rip Doc solds the lead somehow after going 3 wide through Lake Com. G-Man's in 3rd. Smooth Blanket's in 4th. Looks like he's the biggest loser there. And Dragon is just licking his lips again. Same position as last race, in position 5. Just watching these 4 just battle around. And Rip Doc
gets a little bit sideways. He found that AstroTurf that we're talking about. So G-Man's going to push his way through into 2nd here as well. He's got the run on Panmac.
Oh, Smooth Blanket.
Dragon's trying to go around the outside there of Smooth. Vintage is going to have a look. No, he pulls in behind Dragon there. Smooth make a little bit wide in the AstroTurf coming out of Stavalo, so Dragon's going to get the pass here. Vintage had the run. See Panmac defending heavily going into Blanchimont with G-Man right behind him there. He's not going to benefit from the toe too much. That McLaren there sits quite low to the ground. Look for a move down the inside here.
Ripdoc went real wide too. I'm wondering if he'll pick up a penalty. He may, 1.5 second penalty for Ripdoc. So he'll need to burn that before the start-finish line. So that's going to cost him dearly. Yeah, he pulls off to the side. So he's out of this pack now.
That's a bad. It's unfortunate there for Ripdoc. He's back down in 9th after burning that penalty there.
Just shows how close all these guys are at the moment.
The field separated by about 10 seconds here, so that's quite close for a wheel-to-wheel races. Panmac and G-Man both cut Raddy on a little bit. Panmac's probably going to pick up a bit of a penalty there. He picks up a 1 second penalty there. G-Man's all good. Dragon trying to shake the slipstream off Smooth Blanket. Vintage there right behind in 5th.
Intrinsic's had a good recovery up into 6th as well, so that's good for him. And shout out Spencer's just set the fastest lap there on lap 3 with 2:28.2.
Who's Spence? I thought Vintage was going to have the fastest lap here, but Spencer's managed to pull something out of the bag.
Do we miss that? So G-Man's up into the lead now. He's in front of Panmac and
Panmac burnt his penalty going up the hill.
Right.
So G-Man
will love seeing that.
He's got Sensex on that McLaren, and then we've got Panmac and Super Dragon 2nd and 3rd here, so watch out for a bit of fireworks between these two.
We've also got Vintage back there in 5th, putting a lot of pressure on Smooth Link there in that Lexus. As well, the Lexus also does wear its front tyres quite rough as well. So this might be...
ZD's got a penalty there somewhere through the first sector, so he's going to have to burn about 7 more tenths off before the end of the lap. Unfortunate there for ZD, flying away in race 1, and then race 2 just can't get the passes right.
Yeah, a little unlucky there. It is tough in such a close battle and a field that is so close on time.
Panmac's picked up another 1/2 second penalty there going up through Stavelo. And Dragon's just lost out to Smooth Blanket somehow. Vintage has got the run here through Blanchemont.
It's going to be tough if Vintage has also got to worry about Intrinsic now getting a run on all of them too.
Intrinsic's looking around the outside. Panmac's burning his penalty through the bus stop chicane, so he's not going to lose out too much there. Intrinsic looking around the outside of Vintage after the bus stop chicane there. It's top 3 at the moment. G-Man and Super
Vintage with a late move there on Super Dragon. Bit of contact.
Intrinsic with the cutback, so Intrinsic's going to have to run down the inside, down the hill, through Rouge and Radion. It looks like Vintage might just have to let off the accelerator here and just concede the position he does.
I'd watch Spence coming up behind these two. I reckon he'll have what it takes in the Aston to take the BMW and Toyota up the hill.
Dragon was a little bit wide through
Dragon, 1/2 second penalty.
1/2 second penalty. Vintage is trying to look down the inside of Intrinsic, and Spencer's flying up the outside of Vintage. Thinks better of it though.
Vintage pulls out of the slip and just gets hit with a brick wall of air right there. Just kind of like it had a parachute. A bit unlucky there for Vintage. He tried to get a move done at turn 1 and just unsettled the car a little bit. And
Dragon down the inside of Smooth Blanket.
Spence showing the nose there too, so Vintage is going to get the job done on Smooth Blanket as well.
And Smooth Blanket loses out big time. He loses position to Intrinsic and Vintage, and then Spence is right under his rear ring as well, so look for him to go through. No, he's not going to make the move here down through the double left-hander. Jonesy's again got another penalty, so it looks like these boys just are struggling to keep it inside the lines going up through Rouge and Radion. It is a tight battle pack here tonight in the Division 2, probably one of the tightest packs we're going to see here all season. G-Man, he's out the front, he's got nearly a second over Panmac, a bit wide coming into Stavelo though.
Oh, Dragon's out on the sand.
Well. He's in the gravel, that's going to cost him big time. I wonder if he just went wide on his own, or if he got a bit of help with that one there. An Intrinsic in that Supra there. He's up into 3rd at the moment after not having the best of race 1s.
Oh, they're
is
all wide there.
Smooth
Vintage
Blanket's
wide, Smooth Blanket's wide.
Watch for the penalties to come in.
So it looks
No.
like Vintage has escaped
Oh.
one. He does get a bit of a tap there, though.
Vintage
Here
there
comes
into the bus.
Spence.
Spencer takes 2 for 1 round the outside, but he's stuck on the AstroTurf, so he's not going to get the drive off.
Although he
might
does still
get
have the inside run here. We'll see if he can take advantage of that into turn 1. It's just not quite close enough there, so Vintage...
Pagani diving down the inside on Dragon. He's going to pick up the
Oh,
position.
Spencer's
sideways out of turn 1.
got a bit too
Really
happy.
on the gas, I think.
Pagani's in 6. He's going to be on the inside of Smooth Blanket coming into Eau Rouge Radion.
Oh, 2x2. Smooth's just backing out of... Oh, no! Did
Oh,
not back out of it
God,
enough.
Pagani.
Bit of contact.
Into the tyre barrier up on the top of
Oh,
Radion
Spencer's
there.
gone wide again.
That was a mess there.
If I'm Spence, I'd almost not burn that penalty. That was more taking evasive action than anything, and yeah, he doesn't pick up the penalty, so that was lucky
And
for him.
Ripdock's up into 5th after burning a 1.5 second penalty about 2 laps ago. So he's come back up real quick in that Corvette.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep half an eye on the battle for the lead, though. Panmax within half a second of G as they're coming through. I think he said no name right there.
11th,
So
12th and 13th is a big fight there. Con's down the inside of Ben. Again, Ben hasn't been able to benefit too well after burning after a big incident out of Radion on lap 1.
as I said, just battles everywhere. We don't know where to look. The whole field's just so close. But
Panmax
maybe-
pulled up right up close to G-Man here coming into 5th F. So Panmax going to have a big run up the back straight in the final lap going through Blanchemont.
it is what G was talking about. His front tyres just go off about lap 4, lap 5.
Panmax down the inside.
Panmax.
Big move. That was
Bit of contact doesn't get the job done.
That move wasn't on there.
Again, just
Not showing the racecraft there, just waiting for the slipstream here. I think G-Man's going to get the win here now after that move from Panmac.
yeah, I would have expected to just wait for the, as you say, get the slipstream down here, wait for this little left-hander, and then you've got your choice inside, outside into the chicane.
He could have even had him through Blanchemont, but no. It looks like G-Man's going to hold off Panmac here to the bus stop. G-Man is a bit wide. Panmac's going to try and cut in on the inside.
Oh no, G.
Very
He's
wide.
just giving it to Panmac as they run to the
Oh, he holds on to it.
Oh.
0.075. Well done, G. Panmac in second, great race. Intrinsic in third. Vintage holds on for 4th. Super Dragon there in 5th. Spence crosses in 6th, just ahead of Smooth Blanket. ZD's managed to get up to 9th ahead of Pagani. Con Jonesy down in 12th. Unlucky for him and Ben down in 13th. So
15 seconds
Wow.
separates the whole field.
just wow, like that was insane battling across the whole field, the whole race. That was intense.
G-Man, have you got us there, mate?
Yeah, I got you, boys.
Talk us through that final lap, G.
Making it a bit exciting there for us, mate.
Oh, I saw it coming up the top. What's that? Rouge, is it?
Yeah, Eau Rouge, yeah.
Yeah, and I saw him coming, so I went defensive, and then he was about 3/10 back, and I pulled over, and I just tried to keep my lines, and the tyres were going off really bad in the
Were
Rexy.
you surprised that Panmac tried to make a move down the inside at turn 14?
Yes, I was very surprised. No, not really, I wasn't. No. It's Panback. Nothing against Panback, but if he thinks it was there, it's in his thoughts, but I didn't think it was there. He should have waited for the straight, that back straight.
That's exactly what we were saying.
Yeah, and he would have had me. So, and coming into the last chicanes, I sort of broke a little bit late, but then ran wide, and I thought, oh no, he's got it.
Little Rexy held on.
I was always under
there,
control.
but looks like we've got problems here with Vintage. He's just fallen out of the lobby here, so it looks like we'll have to go to a manual grid for race 3. Hopefully Vintage can get back in time. But yeah, race 2, that was just crazy stuff.
He's back in now.
Gee, what did you see on lap 1 as well, going up Eau Rouge Radion?
Lap 1.
Yeah,
Oh,
lap 1.
I got a good jump off the start. Or at least I didn't jump it this time, but got a good jump off the start. And people were just going wide on the first corner, and I just got slipped. And then I was little bit pushy against Jonesy, I think it was, and Pan Mac. But it was good. It was good, clean racing.
Well, gee, now you're at the back of the grid for the start of the 12 lapper, which you got the mandatory tyre change with medium and softs. What do you reckon your strategy is going to be to get to the front of this one?
Well, I'm going to start on mediums because that's the thing to do these days. I think I've heard. But yeah, there's no use starting on softs, not at the back anyway. So I'll just start on mediums like everyone else. The race is a bit heavy on juice, so yeah, I'm going to have to fuel save and get in the slip and do the best I can.
Is there anyone you think you can run with throughout the race to try and help save that the precious mils of fuel?
Oh, as long as I get slip off someone, it doesn't matter who it is, and I just got to bide me time. I can't just get out there and just push too hard. It just doesn't work for the Rexy. As you're saying, it doesn't have nothing up top, you know, so we'll see what happens. I don't really like these long reverse grid races. I sort of struggle through these ones, so we'll see.
Mate,
Wait and see what
the
happens.
reverse grid races, they make it great for TV. You got to think of the TV value here, mate.
Yeah, well, don't put too much of the TV on me because I'll be at the back.
But if you can, as you said, if you can save your fuel, just stay in the slip, just jump everybody at the pits, and make use of those soft tyres for those first few laps. Are you going to be trying to undercut, or are you just going to follow whoever's in front?
No, I'm just going to follow whoever's in front, maybe 6-6. See how we go. The mediums last pretty good on this thing, so that's a bonus. But the softs, yeah, I can't go any lot more than 6 laps on softs. So 6-6.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's proven to be a good strategy all week. So
yeah,
I think that's the way to go.
yeah, and just hopefully everyone runs off the track and I come first again.
Looks like
How big were your eyes when you saw Pan Mac pick up that penalty in front of you?
Oh, yeah, that was good. Not good in a sense that I was going to take him, but it was good that you got to do it clean and not pick up penalties, and that's how you win.
Yeah, good point there, G-Man.
due for a race up soon, so we'll let G-Man get into his headspace here for race 3. Thanks, G-Man.
Good luck. Intrinsics just started the final now, so we'll be on the grid. I think we should jump on with G-Man again. What do you reckon?
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
Yeah, just jump on G-Man. I think watching from the back of the grid, especially coming into La Source for lap 1, turn 1, he gives us the best view. As we've got Ben on pole, Jones in second, Con in third for the final race of the night here. It is 12 laps with a mandatory tyre stop here. So look for a little bit of strategy.
Check for me, boys. I think Ben might be on softs.
Yeah, I think Ben is on softs as well. Yeah, Ben's on softs.
Ben's the only one.
There we go.
It's not a bad move. If he's in front, he will be able to just shoot away from everybody.
So look at Ben to sort of drive away from the field as he gets into turn 1 with the lead.
Yeah, he's already almost the second clear. It's just Con's got a bit of slip.
That was a very quiet turn 1 there, boys, after what we've experienced in the first 2 races.
Good to see.
Oh, someone's got a penalty.
It's going to be ZD. ZD picks up another second.
Lucky ZD.
Hasn't had any luck since the end of race 1 there. Unfortunate.
It's one of those tough ones too. You've been out in front, out in clear air, and then all of a sudden you put it at the back of the pack again, and you've got to try and fight your way through, which you haven't really had to do all night. But then you're starting to get into the dirty air of cars as well, which really puts you off your lines and gets you out of your rhythm.
Remember to keep an eye on Ben here, guys, throughout the race, as he's the only one on softs. Currently, the top 3 at the moment is Ben, Con, and Jonesy.
Yeah, Ben's already 1.5 clear of Con at the moment. Con's on his mediums. He is a guy that will pretty much run as long as he can on them, so I would almost expect him to come in more around lap 8 or between lap 8 and 10. instead of the 6-6 split.
I think that's going to be too long though. You got to be. You don't think the overcut works here at Spa. I think the mediums are just too slow, especially through the middle sector with all those long sweeping turns.
I'd agree. I'd agree with you there. Unless he's throwing a dummy, it is what he practiced in one of the lobbies earlier today.
Well, see, I had a bad race earlier on this evening in Division 3, and Troy came in after a one-lap stint on mediums to run softs through to the end. So there's a little bit of strategy to play there, but I don't think the two-stop's going to work at all, especially with how close this field is tonight.
No, two-stopper isn't gonna work at all. We had, I think there's 3 people attempt that, maybe 2 people attempt that in the Div 1 as well. And yeah, the second stop, it's just too long. It's too hard to try and make up that time. Ven's already almost 2.5 seconds clear at the end of lap 1. So yeah, he's really just going to pull away from the field.
Watch his tyres though, because that Corvette is not friendly on its front tyres.
Spence just takes it out wide there, coming around that first corner.
He's losing time onto the back of the field there real quick, so it looks like he had a bad run out of a source.
Yeah, I think this race is all about finding that slip, saving fuel, and I think this is where the BMW comes into play. The BMW is probably one of the easiest cars to save fuel while keeping normal lap speed.
Which car's got the tyres as well though?
The softs.
Yeah, no,
the tyre wear.
Which car's going to manage its tyre? Well, which driver's going to manage the tyre wear the best?
Spencer's definitely good with his tyres.
Yep,
In that
Spence
Aston.
Is good.
Yep.
Vintage is really smooth as well. Plus the Beamer's not too hard on its front tyres either. We know Con usually manages his tyres pretty well as well. Beyond that, again, I'm not too sure. I know Zeddy's been working on it on his tyre management too, so we'll see what he can pull out in tonight's race.
Pagani a little bit wide to the double left-hander there. That's slowed himself and smooth blanket up. So look for smooth blanket to make a move down the inside. Thinks better of it though. Pulls out. Bit of a battle there between Ripdoc, G-Man and Dragon as G-Man goes down the inside of Ripdoc. And Dragon maintains position.
Yeah, G-Man's kind of got the run on him. He's
Intrinsic down the inside as well through campus, and Vintage as well. Ripdoc losing a fistful of positions there. He's not going to be too happy with that.
Vintage's got the run on Intrinsic as well, but he'll be on the outside, which isn't. Yeah, that's not where you want to be.
No,
he's going to have to let off here.
Who's going to let off? They're going too wide.
Well done. Last thing's done between the two. Yeah, there's a bit of contact, but you know what? 2 by 2 in that.
Panmac had the run between Ripdoc there.
Intrinsic's keeping it going.
Top 3 still hasn't changed here at the moment. Ben has pulled out a 4-second lead on Con on the softs. Do we reckon Ben's got enough pace in the softs to make this strategy work tonight?
I think he does.
How's he doing with fuel and tyres?
Yeah, I'm just trying to scroll through the fuel at the moment. So he's on about 3/4 at the moment. He's got a little less fuel than Con does, Jonesy. And look, I don't think this has ever been said in any race at the moment, but I actually think Pagani's got the best fuel.
Pagani is showing the fuel as Jonesy makes a move around the outside of Con up the Camel Straight, then messes up through Lacombe.
That was up for Pagani too. Just putting the pressure on them both, but again, it's just so difficult to get that run. There's just nowhere to take it.
Yeah, Pagani's got to be careful here. He doesn't have too many license points left on him on his account, so he's got to be careful here that he doesn't go too rash. But he's also got to try and manage his time as best he can.
It's a delicate balance, and look, I think he's going to be very, very contained tonight. I think he's really going to want to put in a good result, and I think he's showing that right now. He's doing fuel management really well. He's managing his tyres. he knows that he
Zedi is also doing quite well on his tyres as well. Probably a little bit thirsty on the fuel, but
but he makes a late move there on Smooth Blanket. Ooh, just pulls it up.
And that's
No
just
real time loss to anyone there.
That's invited Dragon and G-Man into the fight, and Intrinsic's got a penalty there from the first two sectors. The field's split up quite a bit here. Ben's got about nearly 6 seconds on the field here, and we've got a nice tight battle pack. Not tight anymore for second, third, and fourth, and fifth, and sixth. They're all line astern at the moment. But the battle pack at the moment here is for 10th position, 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th at the moment. Those four within a stone's throw of each other. In Vintage there in 13th.
Yeah, we missed what happened there to Vintage because he was right up there ahead of Ripdoc.
Dragon's wide through the bus stop chicane. He's losing out to Ripdoc.
Spence will be right all over the back of him here too now.
The Dragon, bit of a mistake there through the bus stop chicane. There's sort of 2 or 3 battle packs have emerged here at the moment, so it's going to be interesting to see how the fuel and tyre strategy plays out here. We're at lap 4, so probably still a bit long to run your softs. Probably look for one more lap before the medium guys try to jump on softs. But we've got 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th all within about half a second of each other, and then G-Man a little bit alone by himself. And Ripdoc has pulled out a bit on Dragon. We've got Panmac, Dragon, Vintage is making it 3 wide up the Camel Straight here at the moment.
So Panmac and Spence were side by side through Radio Rouge there, which always invites the person behind you into the battle there, and that's what it's done.
Panmac pulls out of the corner there. Spencer's going to be the biggest winner here. He's going to pick up positions. Vintage tries to make it 2 wide there after Laycom. Intrinsic's burnt another penalty there, so Intrinsic's fallen off the field here a little bit, which is unfortunate. And Ben is just pulling the gap. He's about 6.5 seconds out at the moment. Jones is in second, Con's in third, so your top 3 still hasn't changed. But whether Ben's got enough pace in those softs, because he's starting to burn through them now quite quickly. So Jonesy and Con looking really good on their tyres there. So is Pagani as well.
Pagani's still fuel saving really well at the moment, so he's the best fuel out of everyone around him. Maybe G-Force is right there with him as well.
Yeah, G-Man's got a bit more fuel over Zedi, but Zedi's got the tyres at the moment. The Jag's looking really good at the moment on his tyres, so whether Zedi decides to run it long, I would like to see him run it long. I think he could do it with the way he's got his tyres going at the moment.
I'm not sure the pace is there. He's done a 29.2, which is really good. Because of the battling, it's a 30.8 for the next one. You really need to be doing 28s, 29s on your mediums to really make it viable for a longer stint on them.
Dragon's just picked up a position on Ripdoc, burning a half-second penalty there at the moment.
Where Zidi needs to be careful though is in the pits. He's going to lose out to G-Man in this pit stop.
Oh, for sure. You can see the difference in the fuel between the two of them there. Just having a look at Ben's fastest lap time at 28.1. I don't think that's going to do it there on the softs there. I think you want to run a bit quicker on the softs there if you're going to, if you're running the softs first and the medium second. But he's still pulling a bit of a gap out there from Jonesy, who's running solid 29.8s. He's on his third lap of 29.8 at the moment, so
that's going to set him up nicely for the run home on softs. And I think the big question here is, what can Ben do on low fuel, medium tyres in the back end? That's really what it's going to come down to.
I've said it before, that Corvette's not friendly on its tyres at all around Spa, especially with the long sweeping corners here as G-Man's trying to make a move past Zedi. Just holds the line through No Name. Hopefully gets the run. He gets the run out of No Name, but there's just nowhere to go. And Blanket's picked up a penalty there through the first sector. The spread of the field at the moment is about 18 seconds, so it's still anyone's rate. And Intrinsic just drops it going through the double left-hander.
Down in 13th, Dodgy. Can we get a replay of that, please?
I'll do my best. Okay, we're jumping back with Intrinsic. He's coming down through the left-hander. And he's just looks like, yeah, he's dropped it off onto the Astro, and he has done pirouettes all the way out wide in the track. Lost a ton of time. Unfortunately, it was only his own doing. So, hard luck there for Intrinsic. Now we're back to the main game, guys. On to Jonesy in second place.
Ben's still about 7.5 second lead over Jonesy there, so...
Oh, Jonesy blinks. He's going to do 7 laps on softs.
Jones into the pits. Pagani's into the pits as well.
Look at the fuel difference. Pagani's got half a tank left still.
Dragon's in as well. Spencer's in as well. So there's 4 drivers here in as well. We got 4 or 5.
We have 4 or 5. So Con stayed out, which is to be expected. He's again. I think he's going to run long on these mediums.
I think that you're better off doing the undercut though, because the undercut you can. Really, the undercut works better around here in Spa, especially in the Group 4 cars. The Group 4 cars being a momentum-based vehicle. See, Pagani. So Jonesy comes out. He's got about 2 seconds on Pagani, who's again got about 2.8 on Spence. Spencer's got about 1.8 off Dragon, and Pamax has got about a second off Dragon there as well, and Intrinsic still got 2/10 to burn off his penalty there, but he's well down the order.
Gentlemen, I've got a question. We're on with ZD at the moment, and I've just noticed ZD has baby on board stickers on his car. Is there something that I've missed, or is that just from our new wheel-to-wheel dad, Rexy Buckingham, a few weeks ago?
I'd say that's from Rexy. I mean, from what I know, nobody's come forward to let ZD know that he is a father. Not sure if there's anyone out there that maybe have something they want to tell us, but no, it is. He's had that on his car since for Rexy from a few rounds back.
ZD was a bit wide for a fifth faff that pulled up G-Man. He had the run. I mean, G-Man's looking amazing on his mediums here. I reckon he's going to run a bit longer than the... He'll probably run it.
If I was G, I wouldn't. You need the slip. He needs the slip, really.
It's just... It's going to be what sort of times is Jonesy and Pagani going to pull out, because the gap between Jonesy and Vintage is about 9.2 seconds, so...
Here comes Ben into the pits.
Yeah, so Ben will be in... I'm 90% confident Con's going to stay out. And he does. Con stays out.
I think
ZD's in for sure. Or G-Man
G-Man.
So look, G-Man's just going to run away with it from here because he's got much better fuel than ZD right now. So, yeah, I think we'll see.
Smooth Blanket's in as well. Everyone, Rip Doc's in as well. Vintage is in as well. So,
I think G-Man's going to be about 6 seconds clear of ZD by the time they're out of the pits.
So Ben's going to come out. He's got about 70 litres of fuel. He's going to pop out in front of Jonesy. Whether Jonesy's going to be able to have the tyre and the pace. Pagani is going to get jumped by Ben, but he's going to come out side by side with G-Man.
He's going to have to run on G-Man here. G-Man's going to have nowhere to go.
Spencer's got the jump off ZD. Super Dragon. Was he in last lap or this lap? We've got Dragon and Panmac looking very feisty going up Rouge and Radion.
Yeah, I think Super Dragon was in last lap 5.
So Ben is still about 7.5 seconds off Jonesy. Whether he can keep the pace up, we'll have to wait and see towards the end of the race. I think Con's made a big mistake trying to go long on the mediums. He's doing 2-minute 30s at the moment, so I can't see this working out in Con's favour.
Yeah, again, I agree with you there. I'm not sure how well this is going to work for him. I think what he's banking on is everybody behind him going to continue the big battles from race 1 and 2, which will hold him up. So that's probably what he's banking on. But it seems to be a bit of a staple from Con to run long on those mediums.
The field is quite spread out at the moment, though, so I think Con might be the biggest loser out here. Gap at the moment, staying stable about 9.5 of a second from Ben, so Ben hasn't been able to capitalise on those fresh mediums. And Ben's still got the gap over Jonesy at the moment as well.
If I'm Ben, I'm not...
moved down the inside of G-Man. G-Man looks to cut back coming out of Stavelo.
Oh, he's going to get the job done. Takes the apex. Nice move, G-Man.
Subaru.
That really just shows the difference on the Subaru versus the Aston in the corners.
Pagani has burnt his tyres up.
In.
So Pagani has burnt his tyres up fighting with G-Man, so that's not going to help Pagani down the end of the race. Ben's going to get the jump on Con here, so where's Con going to pop out? That's going to be the real question.
My maths is in crash hot tonight. I've got no idea.
I think he's going to pop out behind ZD and Dragon. He might get a little bit further up the field.
He's popping out now, so yeah, he looks like
he's going to get out. Ghani's going to get out. Spencer's going to get out. He's going to be... ZD's going to get the run on him down the hill, so...
Yeah, the speed difference is too great. ZD will be ahead of him.
ZD is a man of many talents. He's been typing on YouTube while racing, just letting us know that he doesn't think he has a baby. It was for Rexy.
So Con comes out in 7th at the moment on the softs for 4 laps. So look for Con to be quite fast here at the end of the race here. The Con's got the speed to be able to get past a few of these drivers and make up that time. As G-Man's looking for a move down the inside of Pagani here, coming into...
going for the crisscross.
Runs a bit wide. But he's got the inside run though for the next corner, no name.
Pagani doesn't have to drive. G-Man in the 4-wheel drive Subaru. And Ben on the mediums, he's still got that gap to Jones, and it looks like that gap is pulling as well a little bit. So I didn't see Ben coming out of nowhere here to take the lead, especially running so long on his soft. So well done to Ben. I think he's got the race here. And Spencer's picked up a 1.5 second penalty, so he's going to have to burn that. That's going to drop him well down.
Yeah, I think he's going to drop behind Con, maybe Super Dragon, by the time he burns that.
Look for Dragon to be right up there with Spence as he burns that penalty.
Might be a good time, gentlemen, just to let everyone know that we do have a wonderful sponsor helping us get this out to YouTube, Twitch and Facebook tonight in races, which really support grassroots racing in Australia and work out of many racetracks around, including QR and Lakeside. So thank you very much, Races.
Awesome work to Races, yeah. Looking at the potential future here of racing here with a couple of the boys through Wheel to Wheel. And look, I got to say, 2020, the year hasn't been that great, but has really shone out for sim racing, and just shows that sim racing is a legitimate option if you want to go into full-time racing.
Yeah, got to agree with you there. I mean, I think it's a lot cheaper than buying a car and going to buy fuel tyres and everything, and you can do it whenever you want.
Yeah, exactly right. Like GT Sport isn't the most sim-based of races, but again, with the FIA partnering up with Polyphony, they've really shone a lot. As Con and Spence go too wide.
So
Spence trying to redress. Dragon's gone into the back of Spence, but Pan Max now shoving his nose in with that McLaren. Con crisscross trying to make the move down the inside. He's not going to make that move. So, and Panmac forces the issue with
forces his
Dragon.
way through Super Dragon there.
Dragon's not going to be happy with that at all.
Not at all. And in amongst that, ZD's taking the fastest stuff away from Panmac now, 27.151.
That Jaguar is quick. But yeah, like I was saying before, GT Sport partnering up with the FIA just shows that there's another legitimate avenue into racing rather than go-karts. But again, good on racers for sponsoring us and giving us the light, shining us the light on potential future breed of race drivers.
Yeah, agreed. Look, I think it's one of those things you can learn a lot from sim racing to then take to the real world and also onto the real tracks, and vice versa. You know, once you get that track experience, it really gives you a lot greater insight to how the cars should be handling and a bit better racecraft as well. So I think they go hand in hand quite nicely.
Ooh, Dragon's pushed out wide.
Yeah, it's really tough there.
Dragon and Panmac really sharing bumpers here. Dragon a bit late on the brakes there. He's going to bump into the back of Panmac. That's going to give Vintage the run through the bus stop. And it's a concertina here. Oh, Dragon's caused a real concertina here, right up in the bus stop there. That's brought Vintage, Smooth Blanket, and Ripdoc right up there. As Vintage tries to make a move down the inside there of Dragon. Doesn't get the job done.
But this will be good for Vintage. He'll be able to get the slip off of Super Dragon, and hopefully he'll be wanting to make a move down the end of the Kimmel Straight here, especially with Smooth Blanket and Ripdoc right behind him.
Yeah, Vintage getting a nice clean run through a Rouge Rally on there, so he's going to pull out early there. Probably not the best idea for the Beamer, as he's just hit that wall of air and it just can't get the speed. Going to make the move around the outside though, maybe, and can't hold the line there, so have to pull out there and think of another move. I think he pulled out just a little bit too early after Radion and through Camel.
But as you can see, he's got the pace through these corners. Just needs that little bit extra horsepower to at least get past before this section of the track.
Boys, while it's nice and quiet, what are you looking forward to seeing in Season 7? I know it's a bit early to be talking about the new season, but got any thoughts or ideas for Season 7 you want to share?
I think I'd really like to see my car staying on the track for Season 7. I reckon that'd be an awesome sight. So that's the only thing I'm wishing for.
Good call there. Yeah, look, I think there's been a lot of different ideas thrown around. Changing to a one-make series, maybe just keep Group 3 alone, or even maybe doing a Group 2/LMP1 series, and maybe, you know, get rid of the 3-race format and just stick it to 1-hour races and putting heavy damage on. I think for me, I do love the Group 3s, but I would like to see a lot of the longer races, and definitely full damage. I think just brings in another element to it. And I think it really just brings out the need for, you know, clean racing, but close racing at the same time. And also, if it's over an hour, you've got a lot of time for recovery if you do get into a bit of an incident.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Dale. I am a big fan of the longer races, as Ripdoc and Vintage had to burn a penalty there each, about a second there in the bus stop, so that's affected them a bit, as it looks like Dragon's going to make a move down the inside of Panmac. They're going to run too wide through a Rouge Radion. Smooth Blanket's going to benefit here with the double toe, but yeah, I'd like to see some longer races. Wheel2Wheel's done a great job this season with policing the mandatory tyre system. It's the first season that we've had mandatory tyres, so well done to both the stewards, the admins, and all the boys in the background that do all that hard work to make sure that everyone's following the rules. I know the first few rounds it was a bit of confusion on how the two tyre system work. I think you're part of that stewarding system, aren't you, Dale?
Yeah, I joined there mid-season, so I think Ben is leading the race there. I think he's one of the main guys that goes through every single replay from every round for the 30-minute race, and checks that everybody has used both soft and medium compounds throughout the race. So shout out to him, and apologies if I got that wrong.
Yeah, so that is a lot of work here for a lot of those guys. Most of us here do have day jobs, so for guys like Ben, yourself, to be putting in that extra hours to make sure everyone's following just a new rule is great work. But I'd like to see longer races. I'd probably like to see us go for a multi-class sort of system. I love watching multi-class racing, especially in the World Endurance Championship, the IMSA Championship. I think wheel-to-wheel with multi-class racing will just add an extra spice up there. It'd be great to see some close wheel-to-wheel action with multi-class as well, with back markers. And
we've definitely got some close wheel-to-wheel action going with 4, 5 and 6 at the moment. Spence, G and Pagani. As G just goes out wide, that's going to cost him a penalty maybe if he's not careful.
Yeah,
yep, there it is.
2 second penalty. That's the hardest one I think I've seen tonight. And he's going to need to burn that before the start-finish line.
He's not going to be happy.
He was wide as well out of as well.
He's struggling to burn it right now. It's not the time is not going down. It's because he's off the track.
Doesn't burn off track. G-Man, what are you doing, G-Man?
Get on track. I tell you what, just we're coming on to the last lap now, but I think a big something to think about for next season may be when GT7 arrives, because I think we're going to be sort of halfway through the next season. Rumour has it that when GT7 will drop, so it's going to be interesting to find out what they're going to do for their online section for our racing.
Yeah, that's going to be the next biggest factor as well with Season 7, whether we hold off the new season for GT7 or whether we stick it out another season with GT Sport. It's going to be interesting to see how we go.
Well, when's the PS5 supposed to be available for the people that didn't get the pre-orders this year?
2030.
Yeah, okay. So that's the other thing that the league will have to consider definitely is how many people manage to actually pick up a PS5.
Smooth Blanket tries to throw it down the inside of Pan-Mac. That doesn't work. Smooth Blanket then redresses there. Your top 3 at the moment is Zedi, Jonesy and Ben, but there is a big battle for 4th here as Pagani goes wide. He goes wide of the big sweeping left-hander there, so that gives Spence and Con the position. Again, Con, another big surprise. I didn't think that long medium straight would work, but he's back up into 4th position.
I think everyone around him started to pick up penalties through the race, and that's just really helped him out. And Pagani's front tyres are definitely shot to pieces here too. So
yeah, Pagani was quite reckless there with after his pit stop there, wasn't able to save the tyres for when he needs it most, and that's now. But well done to Con and well done to Ben.
Spence has got the run on Con too.
That's got it.
Well done to Con, well done to Spence, making 2 very outside strategies work.
Here comes Ben right now over the finish line.
So well done to Ben winning race 3 where it matters the most. The 30 minutes and 9 seconds total race time. That is quick.
Yeah, and he managed to pull out some 28s on those mediums too. So that's really what did it for him. Jones in 2nd, Zedi's coming home in 3rd. Spence, Con, Pagani.
Yeah, I think
Dragon.
I think G-Man was trying to give Intrinsic a bit of last hope there for the final lap.
Vintage comes home in 8th.
Poor G.
Blanket ripped off Pan-Mac. G's run out of fuel, has he? No?
I don't think so. I think he gave the position to Intrinsic. G-Man, what was up there, mate?
I gave the spot to Intrinsic.
Such a nice guy.
You can't burn the penalty off the track, mate.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I just lost concentration with Pagani.
Unlucky there, G-Man. You're putting in a spectacular show. It was a great race from you up until that point. Very unlucky.
Yeah.
2 seconds a bit harsh for that.
Yeah. then I'm sitting there going, why isn't it going down? And then I heard this, get on track. well, it's all in fun.
Lucky G man, but you put up a great race, all three races today.
I did. I was quite impressed. Yeah, I was happy.
What are you looking forward to next week, Le Mans? You geared up for that track? You think you're going to do well?
Not at all.
No.
Well, the long straights are going to really suffer unless I'm behind someone.
Oh, look, it's an hour and a half race. I'm pretty sure you can find somebody to latch onto.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
You got the tight twisty bits at the side of the track, so you'll be able to latch on coming onto that onto the straight, onto the Mulsanne straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to mention, guys, just before we go, qualifying for Le Mans going to be live all week. Qualifying's not going to happen before the race. Qualifying will be happening in separate sessions all week, so stay tuned to the Wheel to Wheel channels, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, as well as the Discord, to keep an eye out on the live streams for the qualifyings. I'm pretty sure all qualifying sessions are going to be live streamed and are going to be commentated. So, G-Man, when are you going to qualify for Le Mans this week?
The 10th.
That's
4 days away. Thursday?
Thursday night, yeah.
Thursday night, yeah.
That'll give you a lot of practice.
I'll give it a lot of practice. Yeah, I haven't been there yet.
Yeah.
It's a good track once you get it locked in.
Yeah.
Dale, Dodgy, when we're going to see you guys out on track?
Probably Friday night, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Saturday night for me. It's about the first night I'm available to do it, so leaving it right to last thing. Nothing like last thing.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm joining you there, Dodgy there, mate. I'm going to be the last session. I want to see the times roll in throughout the week, so I know what
that'll
to aim
just
for.
show me how bad I am. That's all that'll achieve for me.
Thanks very much, boys, for letting me come into the on chat for the car.
No
Thanks,
worries.
Jim. Appreciate it.
It's always good to have an onboard voice throughout the races, and to give us that insight on track.
I was definitely going good on that third race, and then I just lost concentration. So it is what it is.
Yeah, felt jealous of winning the second race too well.
Yeah, I should have won the first one, actually. Anyway, thank you, boys.
Cheers, G.
Good night.
Thanks, G.
And
Enjoy
you.
night.
Later.
Well, Dodgy, mate, thank you very much. You've done an awesome work on the stream tonight. I know we've had a few issues. I still think you've done God's work tonight, mate.
Yep, well, at least we got the last race in there, all of it in its entirety, and hopefully no glitching. Thanks for having me. It was great being here.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy your Sundays, and we'll see you on track during the week at Le Mans.
Yeah, it's a big week here next week for Wheel to Wheel Le Mans week. It's the final round of the sixth season of Wheel to Wheel. And Dale, thanks for joining me in the commentary box. It's a pleasure, mate.
No, anytime, man. It's always a pleasure joining you in for these races. It's always a good night.
Yeah, cheers, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Wheel to Wheel. Stay tuned to the channels for round 12, the 1 hour 30 minute Super Enduro at Le Mans, qualifying all week. Stay tuned to Facebook, Discord, and YouTube for all the action here for a big final week. And looking forward to getting as many people out on the track there as possible.
Cheers.